trophy, the Crystal Globe that's the ultimate prize to Europe's 6 World League teams. At the season's halfway mark, it's a showdown to decide who'll host Europe's biggest gridiron contest. On World League American football this week, the Scottish Claymores face the most important game of their history so far. If they win tonight, they win the right to bring the World Bowl game back to Scotland in June, and with it the chance to become world champions in front of the Scottish people. The road to the World Bowl runs through this place, the Waldstadion, Frankfurt, Germany, home of the unbeaten Frankfurt Galaxy, who also boast the World League's largest, loudest, and maybe liveliest bunch of hometown fans. As usual, we'll also have all the best of the rest of the weekend World League action. Also a chance for you to win tickets for the rematch with Frankfurt Galaxy at Murray Field. And no matter where the World Bowl is going to be held, if you enter one of our competitions, your name goes in a hat, and you might find yourself winning a pair of tickets to the World Bowl in June. But right now, let's catch up on the Claymores news coming into this game. Troy Ridgely is gone. The D-line's top tackler, who started in every Claymores game so far, was released to make room for injured players returning fully fit to the roster. Marv Goodwin at safety has also been released, again, only because of numbers. Terry Card will be much missed. As backup quarterback with a young family stateside, he found it tough to stay on without game time and the extra money that brings. But despite these big player departures, the Claymores as a whole were in great shape as they worked out at Strathclyde University's training grounds. Ty Parton, number 95, is back following a knee injury. Gerald Jeffcoat is raring to go. It's the other defensive tackle. Forey Duckett, the tall man at cornerback on loan from the New Orleans Saints, returns from 2 weeks out with a sore ankle. Ryan Proby won't play. He's still suffering from an abdominal strain. Top-rated wide receiver Sean LaChapelle, pretty beaten up with shoulder and ankle knocks, but he'll suck it up to play, as will Ron Dickerson at running back and Lance Zeno at center. And James Fuller, number 20 at safety, should have his hands full against some of the most precise pass receivers in the league. The Claymores assessed their task in the upcoming game against the defending World League champs.
To get to the top, you got to take out the top. You know, we got to take out the champs. And right now, they're the defending champions, and we got an opportunity to go out and play against them and take away the momentum that they're having right now.
I feel we can match up with any team in this league, man for man, and I think that's the big plus that we have, our team speed. They're very talented overall, you know, running backs, wide receivers, everything. They have that total package. But I think defensively, we also have the same thing.
It's going to be a great game because they have good players over there. Quarterback with an accurate arm, pretty decent receivers, and a really noisy crowd. So.
The more people they have, the more it seems like the world against us, you know, and I like to dig myself out of a hole, and hopefully, you know, for defensively it doesn't matter. They can yell all they want. Doesn't, well, I mean, offense, they might screw up their snap count, but I think we'll be fine. We'll have enough big plays, hopefully quiet that crowd down.
The thing we've got to do offensively is we've got to play very well, put some points on the board early to try to take the crowd out of the game and to keep our defense off the field so that they can play full speed while they're in the game, and hopefully limit ourselves to the number of special teams plays that we're involved in so that those defensive players that are on those teams can get a breather. And that's what our game plan is, and hopefully we can make it stick.
So Coach Kreider and his staff are all fired up. But how do the players match up? And how do these two teams make it to the showdown here today? The Claymores' road to Frankfurt began with a Week 1 come-from-behind overtime victory against the London Monarchs at White Hart Lane. Paul McCallum's field goal made it 24-21 and gave the Claymores the Budweiser Cup. Galaxy also kicked off their campaign with the Derby match, and wide receiver Jay Kearney's great grabs gave Frankfurt a hard-fought 27-21 win over Rhine Fire. In Week 2, it was the power rushing of Saran Stacy and the power defense of James Fuller, which handed the Claymores their first win at Murrayfield, 23-13 over the Dragons. Back in the Waldstadion, Galaxy stomped all over the Monarchs, 37-3. Ingo Seibert and Nate Bolton cost London coach Bobby Hammond his job. Week 3, sweet revenge at Murrayfield for the Claymores, who beat Al Luganville's Admirals. The first pro TD for Glasgow's Scott Cooper, helping to pile up a 21-14 final score. Frankfurt flew down to Barcelona and kept their perfect record intact with scores from Nate Bolton and Super Mario Bailey as the Galaxy squeaked past the Dragons 33-29. It was woe on the road for the Claymores in Week 4. Sean LaChapelle did his best in double coverage to hand the Claymores a fourth-quarter lead, but a slip by official Boris Cheek, who called a penalty, cost the Claymores any chance of a comeback. Jim Kreiner showed restraint, accepting the Claymores' first loss by a single point, 15-14. Galaxy showed no restraint, however, as they flew out 37-3 halftime leaders over Amsterdam. Despite a second-half comeback by the Admirals, Frankfurt held on to become the winners 40-28. Facing off in the Week 5 shootout, quarterbacks Steve Matthews and former Dallas passer Steve Pallure. Mark Sander and the Claymores D need to stop Bobby Phillips and Galaxy's ground attack. Safety James Fuller's coverage of Mario Bailey will be crucial to the outcome. On the flip side, injured wide receiver Sean LaChapelle has to beat Galaxy cornerback Chris Hall. And Saran Stacey is on target to break the World League's all-time rushing record in this game. Last season, the Claymores were triumphant in their first encounter with Frankfurt in the Waldstadion. Quarterback Matt Blunden's memorable miracle pass made the difference in a 20-14 upset. But the tables were turned at Murray Field as Galaxy got revenge and qualified for the World Bowl, demolishing the Claymores 37-24. So last season they shared the honors, but tonight somebody's going to walk out of here victorious. From the Waldstadion in Frankfurt, the Scottish Claymores versus the Frankfurt Galaxy. And it was the underdog Claymores who bit first as quarterback Steve Matthews unloaded a 41-yard bomb to Sean LaChapelle on the Claymores' second possession. But it looked like becoming a bit of a dog day afternoon for the Scots when fullback Jared Kayahalo fumbled the ball after making good yardage and gave possession to Frankfurt. But Galaxy's Steve Pallure couldn't do anything with it. His timing was off after a week out injured, and George Coghill showed how a safety ought to play. We pick up the action on the Claymores' next drive. It's 2nd and 8 on their own 30. Your commentators are Nick Halling and Bill Moss.
Matthews looks, has a man wide open to midfield. LaChapelle beats one man. Now it's a foot race, and he's down at about the 25 by Mark Byers, who came back from linebacker, but they work Lance Gunn again. Stacey with a hold, gets inside the 20 and falls forward down to about the 17-yard line. 7 good yards on the ground for Saran, brings up a nice-looking 2nd and 3 for the Scottish Claymores. Looking to break open early. Stacey has some work to do now, gets past Mike Kerr and will be short of first down yardage by about a yard. Kerr got some help from Reginald Lee, the linebacker. 3rd and a yard from the Galaxy 15-yard line. The Claymores looking to keep this drive alive. They go with Stacey, who picks his way through and may not have got it. Bernard Carter made a big hit, and that's going to be a question of where they spot it.
Let's kick it. Jumbo, Jumbo, get in and kick it. Jumbo.
Paul McCallum has drilled it. It's certainly got the distance, and it's accurate as well. And with 1:46 remaining in the first quarter, the Claymores have broken on top. Paul McCallum with a 32-yard kick.
Things swung back in the home team's favor at the start of the second quarter when Lee Gissendaner couldn't hold on to a Frankfurt punt, and the ball was scooped up by Lance Gunn. But Lee got off the hook when Forey Duckett wrested a Steve Pallure pass away from Jay Kearney. Once again, however, the Claymores' offense got mired down, and Frankfurt got possession. Pallure picked up where he left off, once more firing at Jay Kearney, 23 yards. But when he aimed at Mario Bailey on the next play, George Coghill again leaped high out of the secondary to snag the pigskin and give the Claymores sensational field position for their next drive. Once again, the fearsome Claymores D handed the offense the platform for a fresh attack.
Matthews drops the pass, gets pressure, gets it off, and he's looking for Yo Murphy, and he's got him down at the 8-yard line. Murphy coming in ahead of Fred Foggy.
But the Claymores couldn't get any closer. With 40 seconds left in the half, Paul McCallum was sent in for a field goal to stretch it to 6.
27 yards, certainly long enough and wide, and that's the first miss for a Scottish Claymores kicker this season.
Tough break for Paul McCallum, but as we go into halftime, only one team has points on the board. Join us for the second half right after the break. Welcome back to the Waldstadion, where the Claymores definitely have the edge. Let's rejoin the action here in the second half. And cornerback James Williams started it off with a bang when the Claymores defensive coordinator Ray Woolsey called his number on a corner blitz. That made it 6 tackles and 1 sack for the night. That set up a historic moment for running back Saran Stacey.
Matthews gives to Stacey, who trips and forwards for about 4 yards.
And that was enough to make Saran Stacey the World League's all-time leading rusher, more than 1,121 yards in a single season. But despite his record-breaking run, the Claymores offense had to punt.
Brad Brett still in for the injured Steve Pallure at quarterback. Brett's pump fakes, goes long, looks for Mario Bailey, picked off by the Claymores defense again. James Fuller against the team that cut him in pre-season.
Payback time for James Fuller, but again, the Claymores found it hard to advance, and Paul McCallum came in.
25-yard field goals should be automatic. Certainly long enough. Is it good enough? It is.
Paul made good after his earlier miss, and that put the Claymores up 6-0. We pick up the play-by-play at the start of the fourth.
2nd down and 10 for Frankfurt. Looking to break their duck. Pressure comes. Coghill on the blitz. It's picked off. They've done it again. Arnold away past the 40 to midfield. The Scottish defense is playing a storming game.
Fine heads-up play by Arnold Ali. But the guy who makes this play is number 54, Mark Sanders. Watch him to the left of your screen. He goes out and he has the back. And when he sees the back, he times it perfectly, and his helmet is on the ball, on contact. It pops out Arnold Ali. Nice heads-up awareness.
At Frankfurt, every time it looks like they've moved into a scoring position, this Scottish defense has come up with a turnover. And now Steve Matthews has excellent field position to try and put it away. The play action, he looks, he's got a man, Sean LaChapelle, down to about the 32-yard line. Chris Hall pushed him out of bounds. Good for 15 yards and another Claymore's first down. Siran Stacey on the ground, looks for his blockers, cuts back inside, picks up around 7 or 8 yards before Don Reynolds eventually trips him up. But another impressive piece of running from the man from Alabama. On the ground again, Stacey looks, picks, works, jinks, and gets enough for a first down. It must have changed directions 3 times there, Siran Stacey, and they'll move the chains. Tom Cavallo on the stop. First down, Scotland leading by 6. 9.5 minutes left in the ball game. Matthews looks, goes over the middle, got a man, touchdown Scotland. Sean LaChapelle.
Look at the last 2 plays. That's the 2 guys they were supposed to stop. The last play was 27. They were supposed to stop him. They didn't. This time it's Sean LaChapelle. He draws man-to-man coverage. And when it comes time to catch the ball, he just separates himself from Fed Froggy.
On its way, and good.
Sean LaChapelle silenced the Waldstadion crowd and handed the Claymores a vital 13-0 lead. Sean ran a superbly executed post route that just split Galaxy's coverage wide open and left cornerback Fred Foggy no chance. But Frankfurt took over with just 9 minutes left and a mountain to climb.
Brett goes upstairs, looks for Bailey, and it's picked off again. And it's James Fuller, and that is the final insult.
The ball right in front of the Frankfurt Galaxy. I think it almost hit Ernie Stotner on the foot.
He's made a point.
James Fuller is an excitable boy this evening. I think Warren Zevon had him in mind when he was talking about an excitable boy. Great break on the ball.
And now Frankfurt are in trouble. They go on the ground. Siran Stacey eventually trips his way to midfield, a pickup of 6 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4, and they're under 9 minutes.
Say, my mom, my peeps at home. K-Dog, Jay, peace. Like, I'm out of here. We're going to take the World Bowl, Scotland.
I can't believe this is the same Claymores team that I saw last week in Dusseldorf. They were very poor. Nothing poor about this. Matthews on the bootleg. Don Reynolds after him. Matthews will pick up a first down. Gutsy play from Matthews. It didn't go out of bounds. He took the hit. The Scottish Claymores have totally wiped out this Frankfurt offense. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line of the Galaxy for the Scottish Claymores. Ahead by 13. Looking for more. Stacey trips his way through for just a couple. Frank Mesmer, the first man there. Tom Cavallo finished it off. And the crowd here very quiet. A few jeers and whistles, but not much flag waving or shouting. Swing pass to Siran Stacey in the flat, who's going to get a first down and more. Still on his feet. Stacey to the 22-yard line. First down and 10. The pitch back goes to Stacey again, who cuts back inside, stays on his feet, down to the 15. One man to beat. Jukes and fakes to the 8, a pickup of 15. Chris Hall eventually on the stop, but this is adding insult to injury. 5:30 left. Motion from Scott Cooper. He looks, he fires, he's got a man. It stops short of a touchdown. They're still playing it tough down there. Scott Cooper was thinking touchdown. Fred Foggy was thinking hit. 5 minutes left. Scotland looking to put this one away. Ahead by 13. Motion from Willie Tate, the tight end. The pitch back is to Marcus Thomas, who cuts inside. Touchdown, Scotland. Marcus Thomas with his first run of the night, and it's for 6.
I hate to say the Q word, but when you look at the defensive line of Frankfurt getting pushed around off the ball on both sides of it. If they go to the left, they're pushed off the ball. If they go to the right, they're pushed off the ball. I mean, it appears to me that they just conceded. They said, hey, we can't stop what they're doing up front. We have no answers right now.
And you know what we're seeing here in Frankfurt, something I've never seen before. Fans leaving early. Flags come in. Hastings drills the extra point, but there are at least 3 flags.
But the flags were against Galaxy, the score stood, and the reigning World Bowl champs were put to the sword, cut down to size by the Scottish Claymores. George Coghill's safety blitz preserved the shutout, and all that was left to do was to douse victorious head coach Jim Kreiner in the traditional way. All the tension of the game just turned to joy in the moment of victory. Something that Gavin Hastings was well familiar with.
In 6 weeks' time. We're coming home. We are coming and bringing the boat to Scotland. You better all come and see it. It's going to be classic. Woo! All right. Come in here, go on the road, get a victory for the World Bowl. It's great. I love it. You know, especially against the team that I was with. 2 interceptions, man. I can't say no more. You know, it's lovely.
James Williams, you're the other half of the James game. How does it feel to have the World Bowl coming to Scotland?
Hey, we went through a lot of stuff last year, man, and it feels so good to have a team that believes in each other. We're a blessed team, and I mean, we just stuck together, and it's nice to get a goose egg going into the World Bowl. I mean, I just want to thank God we have a good coaching staff, and James, hey, he's played tremendous for us all year. And I didn't play the best game here, but I played the best team game I ever played.
For us returning guys, you know, it took 2 years to accomplish, you know, the host for the World Bowl. Now we just got to go and win it. And I tell you what, this is a great feeling. We have a great team. Teams win football games, and that's what we did today.
The traveling support were vastly outnumbered, but they enjoyed the victory all the same, as did head coach Jim Kreiner. Coach Kreiner, congratulations on a very convincing win.
Thank you, Paul. It was a very exciting win for the football team, especially the way we went about our business. You know, this was a complete game for our team, and our special teams played very well, our offense, our defense. We missed 3 scoring opportunities early just because of miscues, but they didn't get down. They came back, battled back, and offensively put together a good half to take some pressure off of our defense. It was a great job all the way around from every player on our team, the coaching staff, and everybody.
The London Monarchs needed to win in Amsterdam to keep their World Bowl hopes going, and when Roger Ruzek booted a 37-yard field goal, they were ahead 3-0. But then top cat T.C. Wright came out to play, putting the Admirals ahead on a 1-yard strut for the go-ahead score. T.C. was so tired out, he decided to take a cat nap. After all, the Admirals were ahead 7-3. But the indisputable leader of the gang was given a wake-up call on the Admirals' next possession, and he danced along the sideline 7 yards for his second first-quarter score, 14-3. Al Luganville must have been putting something in TC's cat food this week because Mr. Wright could do no wrong. He accepted Sonny Fixico's punt and decided to make a meal of it, returning it all the way 85 yards for all you stats fans, notching up a 21-3 lead for the Admirals. London were getting desperate, and Preston Jones, back from injury, finally got it going, hitting national tight end Jerry Anderson to claw back a touchdown and make it 21-9. But Amsterdam put the lights out on any London revival. Quarterback Will Fuhrer wasted no time on the very next play, hitting Dutch national tight end Arnold Galsloot. Top cat TC and his gang dumped the Monarchs roundly in the trash can 28-9. Taking a break in the Montjuic Stadium was top NFL rusher Emmitt Smith on vacation from the Dallas Cowboys to take in the Rhine-Fire Dragons clash. Scott Sherady got the Dragons on the go with 2 first-quarter field goals, this one from 47 yards. But Barcelona's lead was short-lived as Rhine's passer Andy Kelly sneaked over from 1 yard for the Fire's first score. Dragons rusher Terry Wilburn did likewise in reply for Barcelona. And then up-down quarterback Kelly Holcomb blew hot, firing a 60-yard pass to Alfonso Browning, who made the most of it and put the Dragons on top 18-7. For Andy Kelly, it was anything you can do, I can do better, but Dragons safety Chris Frooms got in the way and took this pickoff all the way back into field goal range. Scott Sharady couldn't take advantage. He pulled his 30-yard attempt wide right. No way, Jose. Just as Barcelona looks to have things all sewn up, their quarterback went off the boil. At the start of the fourth, he threw a Holcomb horror up for grabs, fielded at the 40 by Rhine safety Mike Salmon. Andy Kelly then dispelled the rumors that he can't throw a ball more than 10 yards, floating a 44-yard pass to receiver Kevin Knox, who turned his catch into points on the board, and Rhine were just 5 behind. With just 5 minutes left, Kelly faked out the cameraman, but he found running back Terry Richardson. And Rhine thought they must have won their second game by 1 point, 19-18 in front. The heat was on Holcomb, and the Tampa Bay passer responded, finding Browning for a 16-yard gain to move the Dragons back into field goal range. With just 14 seconds on the clock, it was all down to Scott Sharady to boot for glory. The kick was good, and Scott decided to surf the turf. A spanking good win for the Barcelona Dragons, who were hometown heroes by just 2 points. The Catalan crowd joyous at the 21-19 score. That victory gave the Dragons a 3-2 half-season record. The Admirals aren't out of it yet. For the Monarchs and Ryan Fire, well, as always next year. But the big story is the Claymores, World Bowl bound, on target to go from worst to first in '96. World League President Oliver Luck flew into Scotland and joined Claymores GM Mike Keller to officially announce the location of World Bowl '96. Both were excited.
This is a great opportunity for us to showcase the kind of, pride and support that Scotland gives to its teams. And we hope that we can fill up Murrayfield with Scots that come out for a great afternoon of, enjoyment, entertainment, and to follow their team and hopefully bring home a world championship.
We think we could be close to 100 million viewers who will watch the game, whether live or on a delayed basis or in a highlight package, which for us is very, very good because it shows you that the American football worldwide is picking up some momentum. Here in the stadium, we hope to have anywhere between 25 and 35, maybe even 40,000. Depends on the weather. If we have a day like today, I'd be delighted.